again, my name is Gabe Zollner. You know, you really want to go to Glenn Beck and you want to Google this. And what he says is, Saudi national deportation update. Bad, bad, bad. Now, as you all may or may not know, originally a Saudi national was injured at the scene of the bombing, and he was referred to as a person of interest. And then he was under guard while he was at the hospital because, again, he was considered to be a person of interest. We later find out that the FBI or the Secret Service or whomever goes to his apartment and they leave. You see them leaving with boxes and bags of whatever they had in those boxes and bags. And I know I've made videos on this particular topic before, but bear with me because it ties in with exactly what Glenn Beck has posted. Saudi national deportation update, bad, bad, bad. Now, as you may or may not know, shortly thereafter, the individual was released, and then they referred to him as a witness. Then they referred to him as being absolutely, totally uninvolved. And what had happened was the president, Obama, he was wandering around the halls in the White House, and he just happened to bump into one of the Sadi Princes. And they had a meeting which wasn't scheduled on Obama's calendar because, again, they just sort of bumped into each other by accident. Now you had or the Secretary of State, John Kerry. He returned from a 10-day business trip, and he did look like he was bagged. But anyway, then he ended up meeting with a Saudi official, and he wasn't supposed to have, and that wasn't on his calendar either. He was supposed to have been involved in a photo op, but that never happened. He had a meeting with a Saudi official as well. Then the next thing that we learn is that this particular Saudi, who happened to have been given an international cell phone when he was in a hospital, which is unusual all by itself, apparently the Saudi is now being deported back to Saudi Arabia. And the fact is that they're saying that he has nothing to do with any of it. However, when Janet Neapolitano was asked about the deportation order, she wouldn't comment. And then what Glenn Beck did receive from a variety of inside sources that he has, the Saudi's deportation order, right on the document, it states he's linked to the Boston bombings. Are you getting any of this at all? I mean, Saudi Arabia, although you might not know this, that's where the king that Obama bowed down to is. And when Obama bowed down to him, as I said in numerous other clips on this particular topic, he didn't do it out of a sign of respect. He did it out of a sign of reflex action, He was just in awe being in the presence of the king of Saudi Arabia. You think maybe we've got a bit of a problem in this country? You think maybe it doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense to let this particular individual, who his deportation order states he's linked to the Boston bombings. Now, if he's linked to the Boston bombings, why would we deport him? Is he going to end up getting the same kind of hero welcome that the bomber of Pan Am received when he returned back to Libya? I'm inclined to think so. I mean, here we had 180 people injured, 3 dead, and 19 with their legs blown off? That's quite an accomplishment. I mean, how insane is this that this person is being deported for national security reasons when he was initially considered to be a prime suspect? And then we had the Prince of Saudi Arabia, Al-Fasaki, whatever his name is, accidentally meet with Obama. How often does that prince roam around the White House? Huh? How often does that happen? I don't think it's ever happened, other than that one time. And I'll guarantee you that the prince summoned Obama. And Obama, being the devout Muslim that he is, obeyed the prince's summon. Yeah, that's what happens. And this kid is probably the orchestrator of all these bombs going off. And he's going to be deported. Now, I got to believe, with all the bullets that were fired into that Mercedes from what the police say, and the fact that the elder brother was murdered, not murdered, he was shot to death, and supposedly he had so many bullets in him that the hospital had a difficult time figuring out how many bullets hit him. I got to believe his younger brother got hit and he probably died in some rat hole somewhere. Anyway, like Glenn Beck said, and you want to listen to what he says. He says, our country is finished. It's finished if this kind of thing can go on. Our country is finished. Do you understand what that means? For those of us that have children and grandchildren, we didn't want them to be destroyed by a madman that should never have been allowed in the office of the presidency. This is insane. And there's no one that can do anything about it. No one.